Hiya, it's Graham here, out again, out for another wild camp. So somebody at work said I wasn't getting out a lot, and do you know what, they're right. In between family commitments and working funny hours, I'm just not getting out camping as much as I want. So the philosophy of this camp is that it's a quick overnighter, it's a school night, it's very local. I've just walked from my door and we're in and out and gone camping in the local woods. So I'm from an area of southeast Northumbrian that was all coal mines back in the day, and the woodland I'm camping on now used to be a coal mine. It was closed in 1966, and then the local council started reclaiming the land and tree planting in 1971. So it's a sobering thought that no matter how big these trees are, there's none of them are older than me. So this little area of woodland was really badly hit by Storm Arwen a couple of years ago, and there's so much tree damage, and all the main routes are open now, but there's loads of smaller routes that people used to walk that it's just impossible now, or really difficult to get to. So I'm going to try and use that to my advantage and get to some areas where people just don't go anymore, where people don't walk dogs, where you're not likely to see anybody, and hunker down for the night. Oh, Christ. For a guy with legs my length, that's no joke, and I've got to come back and get the camera now. There's not an awful lot of evidence that you were ever on a coal mine. There's the occasional little bit of brickwork you can make out in the undergrowth, and a pipe down here. The biggest piece of evidence is the main shaft here. It's been concreted over, sealed off. Well, I'll not be camping here. I'm sure it's pretty safe, but still. Somebody has really wanted to put that graffiti in there. I mean, this is probably 6 foot, difficult to climb over, and it's locked over there. It doesn't feel like a good place to camp near the mine shaft, so we'll find another spot somewhere else in the woods. Hi guys, so I found this pitch here and it seems pretty good. I'm going to get my tarp and my mesh tent set up, but the reason I'm whispering is that I met quite a few dog walkers on the way here, and because of the light nights, it's only a day past the longest day in the great weather we've got. I think people are just walking the dogs late out, so I'm just going to keep it down for a while. I'm here by myself at the minute, but with any luck I could be joined with a couple of friends. They'll text us if they can get away from work, and I'll you know that app, what 3 words, I'll give them that so they can find out where I am. But I'll get set up now. somebody come through the woods here. I hope it's one of my buddies. Take a look at that. It's Sean P. Right, while Sean's setting his tent up, I'll just give you a look at my setup. All I've got is a simple 3x3 DD tarp, held up with a prusik knot and some paracord, a couple of carabiners, and underneath I've got the DD pyramid tent. I've used this setup before when I camped near Horton Green, Bothy, and I think it's great for summer because it gives you protection from any rain. You've got like a brilliant 360-degree view from inside. Well, you know, apart from where the top comes down a little bit. And it protects you from bugs as well. So it's a really nice setup, and I think I'm going to enjoy sleeping in there tonight. Just got a Montane Norcan rucksack. I might do it's a nice little bit of kit. I might do a full review of that sometime. And I've got my Expert Mummy 3R and my Aegis Max sleeping bag. Because I haven't had to walk far, I'm going to cook on a Swedish Army Trangia tonight. I really like Trangia stoves. I really like this one. I've had it for years. I think it was probably my first stove, but I don't take it often because it's basically about half the weight of the tent itself. Hello. Hello. Oh, hello, Maisie. Go on. I've got some vegetarian hot dogs to cook in it. I've offered some vegetarian hot dogs to Sean, but he politely declined. He's an unrepentant carnivore. And I'm not actually vegetarian, but I thought I'd give them a go. And the Trangia's nice because it's really quiet and stealthy as well. There's a game trail not far down from here, and we've pitched the tents a few yards back up from it. Because you've got foxes in these woods. I know because my dog's rolling it. We've got badgers, we've got red and grey squirrels, and we've got an awful lot of deer as well. There's loads of deer in the fields and the woods around here. Not that I can get a decent picture of them, but just in case it's a deer trail, we've moved back a bit of it. We don't want to get clattered by a deer in the night. Sean came from the other direction I came from, and he said he couldn't see the camp until he was nearly right on top of it. So I think we're stealthy from that direction. I'm going to go walk in the direction that I came from and just see if we can see. I'm not even halfway back to the path, and there's just can see nothing up there. There's my tarp up there, and Sean's got his Terra Nova Pioneer, and you just can't see a thing. So I think the only thing that'll give the game away is, you know, if I have a fire, which we're not going to do because of the state of the woods. It's tinder dry, and or loud talking and carrying on, which we're not going to do because I'm basically an old man in the woods. I'm not a party animal. I'll have a beer with Sean, and I think that'll be it. But yeah, looks sound. Pleased with the pitch. Everything looks good. There's Sean on the left. That's my tarp. You can see straight ahead there. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Sean, nice to see you.
Yes, mate.
In a while.
That's too long.
So Sean's brought his Terra Nova Pioneer tent. So Sean, what do you think of it?
To be fair, it's a cracking little tent. It's big enough for me, being a big lad, and the dog. I wouldn't have said it's a two-man tent, mate. It's one person, one small dog and kit. The only two minor problems I have with it is its lack of vents. You know, it's quite a balmy night. It is quite warm, and with it being dark colours, there's not much ventilation on it. It's just the top, and you have to leave the door open. And the other one is when you're attaching the bedroom into it. There's one small toggle gets attached to one of the tension straps, and it is the most awkward thing on the planet to get that bloody thing in. But other than that, it's lightweight, it's sturdy enough. I mean, I did have problems with the pulls on Sky, but that was...
Well, you snapped one, didn't you?
I snapped two. But, you know, that was the high winds and me not putting it up properly, being a bit of an idiot. But it's a cracking tent.
Yeah, it's half past 9 now and I haven't had my bait yet, so it's time to get cooking. Brought a buddy burner in the Trangia, so instead of a fire we can just have a put this on and have a beer and set the welcome rates around this. And this is a posh buddy burner. It's not a tuna tin. It's a crab tin. It's an expensive one. That's lit straight away. I'll just give it time to bloom, give it 30 seconds or so. I got this from that mystery bushcraft box I got. It's a really sturdy ferrocerium rod. It's a good one. There we go, vegetarian hot dogs. I know Sean doesn't want one, but I'm going to make him one, and with some fried onions. If he doesn't want it, we'll give the dog it. Maisie will have a treat. I'll put an extra one on for the dog anyway. She won't know it's vegetarian. I'll not tell her. That's still... check it's still alive. Oh yeah, it's bloomed nicely. I think the tarantulas are so silent, it's... I've got an anxiety they've gone out half the time, but it hasn't. We'll use the little frying pan, or the pan that comes with the Trangia. I've got a bit of a mixture of butter and oil. I didn't have enough of either, so I hope this is going to be okay for the onions. I've maybe put a bit too much onion in there, but we'll see. It'll cook down, and it's blooming nicely in there. It's blooming nice, so we'll just let them onions saute. Listen to me, saute. I'm frying them. I'm frying the onions. Right folks, have a look at what Sean is drinking here, and I have to say I'm a bit jealous because I'm a Motorhead fan.
So I'm drinking Road Crew, the Motorhead beer.
Brilliant. I saw Motorhead and Anthrax play at the City Hall when Lemmy was still around, and it's a great memory, so I'm jealous of Sean's beer.
You should be jealous because it's a really nice beer.
Go on, mosquito, go on. Right, my hot dogs are ready, and I have to say they look pretty good. I've got this sweet and spicy barbecue sauce, and I've got this American style mustard, and I have to say I like my Dijon, I like my English mustard, but the Americans have got it sorted when it comes to hot dog mustard, and that's the best stuff to put on them. And I'll tell you what else the Americans have got right as well when it comes to camping. They call tent pegs steaks, like steaks. It's like something you'd kill a vampire with, a steak. And we call them tent pegs, which is something you hang your underpants on in the washing. So I'll give the Americans that. That's a good idea. This is what a carnivore makes of a vegetarian hot dog.
Cheers. I mean, I've got to say, I don't like hot dogs to start with. It's a lot softer than a normal hot dog. I'm not sure that's alright.
Marks out of 10.
On the plus side, when you put onions and mustard with it, all you can taste is onions and mustard, so it's alright. Just like a normal hot dog.
Better than one from the Hoppins.
Blah. No, I mean, it's edible.
Aye.
I wouldn't go out and buy one.
Thanks for trying it. And I've got this, look at this nice little pewter Art Deco flask from eBay. It's a lovely thing. And the lad's got us a bottle of Lefroy for Father's Day, so let's see what I think of it. I'm getting hedgehog's footprints, mustard, and that feeling you get when you're in your mid-50s and you realise you haven't lived up to your potential, and that teacher in middle school who said you would never make anything of yourself was right, and now it's too late to do anything about it. It's nice, I like it. Let's light this buddy burner now. I've never used meth to try and light a buddy burner, but it seems like it's a worthwhile experiment. I don't really know what's going to happen, but we'll see. Well, I think that worked pretty well actually. Getting quite late now. It's never going to get truly dark for the time of year, so I'm just going to get some maybe I'm going to get some kip now. Sean's lent us this book called The Northumbrian by Fred Reid, the dialect poetry of Fred Reid, before by Melvyn Bragg, and it's got poems like The Hard Wife, I once bought 2 plump hens at Upham, The Bit Bairns, A Chip in the Shambles at Annick, Dark Lunnon, From Corby Crags, The Gibbet, Hing the Heathen, hing 'em high, see 'em dangle in the sky, Who Spooned, also called The Young Man Confined to Bed. It looks canny. I'm going to enjoy reading this tonight. So good night folks, from the old reclaimed coal mine that opened in 1857 and operated for nearly 100 years to 1966. It's hard to imagine now because it's so peaceful. Even the sounds of the animals have died down. The foxes have died down. You can hear them crying on before. It must have been such a hive of industry and toil, and the centre of, you know, the town, the community, the culture, and all long gone now. Anyway, I'm gonna get some sleep before I get too maudlin, and I'll see you guys in the morning. All packed away now and left no trace, and last night was really peaceful, apart from about 11 o'clock we could hear some lads come into the woods, probably about 100 yards down there, and they were laughing and carrying on, and probably not up to much, but we didn't want any part of it really, so we just went dark, put the buddy burner out, we just kept a bit quiet, and they went away after about 20 minutes. And that was the excitement for last night, and I absolutely, for a change, slept like a log. Didn't even listen to a podcast, I was just out for the count. Maybe it's something about sleeping in a woods with the sounds of owls and all that, it's great. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one, and as always, all the subscribing and the likes and the comments are really appreciated. Thank you very much.